Hi guys, and welcome back to Momma Jess Knits. I'm Jess, coming to you from Virginia. Today is August the 11th, 2025. It is almost 8 p.m. here. It's been a long day. This is episode 59. You can find me as Momma Jess Knits on Ravelry, Instagram, Facebook, all the things. We'll have it all listed below and linked. Yeah, so let's get started. I don't have a ton to share, but I have been meaning to film this podcast for a week now, if not longer. So let's get started. I have 4 finished objects for you. I am going to hold up the first one. It is folded. It's huge. I'm not going to be able to show you all of it. So I have pictures that I'll be posting here or here for you to see. And that is my reading shawl. And that is a pattern by K.F. Jones of the Bakery Bears. Oh goodness, I'm grabbing all kinds of stuff. And here it is. Like I said, it's folded up. This is using all of my yarn. I used Marvelous. The main color is Heidi's Garden. Snow-covered petals, Heidi's Garden. Scattered petals, Heidi's Garden. Wine O'Clock, Heidi's Garden. This one is Dried Petals, Heidi's Garden, and Heidi. And then I just did a repeat of all the colors. So I used 6 full skeins for the contrasting colors. And I did 2 stripes of each color. I used Heidi's Garden for the main color. The pattern, I did not do a picot bind off. I just did a regular kind of stretchy bind off. Because I've never done a picot bind off, and by the time you end this shawl, there's 531 stitches, I think, on the needles. I was not going to do a picot bind off. It took me an hour and 15 minutes just to do the regular bind off that I did. So it probably would have taken me 3 or 4 to do the picot bind off after I learned how to do it. Anyway, so that is done. I cannot wait to wrap up in this in the fall and the winter. It's gonna be so nice. I'm so sorry. Like I said, long day. So yeah, so that's my first finished object, and I'm actually just going to keep it on my lap for a minute because I am a little chilly. But I don't want to turn the air off because it's 80-some degrees outside. Okay, my second finished object is another one that I will have pictures posted. It is called the Practically cardigan. Well, it's just called Practically, but it's a cardigan. And it is by Kelly Herdrick, I think is how you say it. I will post it on the screen. But it's just a little cap sleeve cardigan. I did not alternate skeins. I started this project years ago when I did not know that you needed to alternate skeins. It does not bother me. I do not care. I am still going to wear it. So I have not washed it. I have not blocked it yet. I finished it though. In one of the pictures, or maybe two of the pictures, you can see like a little progress keeper hanging on the back. I left that there because I wanted to be able to see myself where I picked it up and started working on it again. That much. I had that much left to go, you guys. Crazy. But it's finished. It's off the needles. Woohoo! Alright. And I just put that back in the bag that I had it in until I wash it, which is in a Bags Bottom Granny bag. I'm going to put that back there. Alright. Next up. Let me do this. I forgot to put one on a blocker. So I finished my pair of Summer Sock Knitting 2025 socks. The yarn I dyed for Summer Sock Knitting, which is still going on. So you still have plenty of time to finish up some socks and get your entries in. Because it ends August the 31st. So, there is one. There is two. Let's see. I used a size 1 needle. I realized I don't ever tell you guys what size needles I used, but for my socks, I always use a size 1. When I first started knitting, I used a size 2, and I was using thicker yarn, so that made sense. And then I switched to a size 1.5, and I found they're kind of loose, so I switched down to a 1. This sock, I did make a little differently. I did 20 rows for the cuff, and then I did 60 rows for the leg. I usually do 50 rows for the leg. That was my only difference. But magenta for the cuff, heel, and toe, and then Summer Sock Knitting 2025 for the body of the sock. All right, so that is finished object number 3. And these are for myself. I'm going to keep them for myself. Unless a child steals them. But I plan to keep them for myself. Okay. The 4th finished object is another pair of socks. And these are going to be going into a family member's box for Christmas. I am way behind on my socks for Christmas this year, so everybody might just be getting one pair this year because I've been concentrating on other things. Oops. Okay. I finished my Yarnable Born to Be Mild socks. Yay! I love how, like, okay, so you see this kind of has like a kind of a stripy pattern. This does not really, or it's not as thin. That doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother the person these are made for either. But yeah. Yay! All done. So excited. So I can take those off the blockers and I'll be able to put them in their box of socks now. that is all my finished objects. I don't have any half-finished objects this time. I really wanted to have a half-finished object, but I did not make it. It's okay. Put my sock blockers down. Okay. So, works in progress. I feel like I've been working on like lots of things, but then I feel like I haven't. But I know it's because I've been busy dyeing yarn, and I did some collaborations. I've done, I think I've done 2 collaborations since we last talked. So I've been a little bit busy. So, all right. I have been working on Lolodidit, Hippo, Lolodidit, Hippo for February. And I am on the foot. I don't know how many more rows I have. Oh, that's not helpful. That's not the right thing. Anyway, I'm on the foot. I was hoping to have this one done so I could have half of a sock done. And also in this bag, and this is a bag by Ginger Snap Fibers, I have a Felici Space Disco sock. I'm on the leg. I think I've only done like a couple of rows on this since I last showed it. Maybe. Or I may have just had the cup done. I can't remember. But, yep. I'm on the leg of that one. I need to finish one of those and one other pair of socks, and then everybody in my family will have at least one pair of socks in their box for Christmas. Yay! All right. Okay. I forgot to grab something. I'm going to grab it real quick. So I did a collaboration with the Knitted Soiree for Christmas in July. And I do not think I showed this on the last podcast. So I have one sock going. I don't have, we did 2. She did 2 bags and I did 2 sock sets. And I started one and I haven't gotten a chance to start the other one. And here is one of the bags. So I dyed up, and these are caked up, so I apologize. I dyed up. Oops, that's a mess. A sock set. That's a real mess. Here, yeah, there we go. And this one is called Santa Mugs Filled with Cocoa. I have not started that sock yet. I need to get that one going. I did have this listed in my shop, but I sold some and then I took it down, and I will put it back up here soon. I don't know exactly when, but here soon. I have some other stuff that I'm working on, so I've got a trunk show coming up, so I'm trying to get prepared for that. Here is the second bag. And my bag has been shoved down in a bag, so it's got some crinkles. But the colorway I did for this one is called Fun in the City. And here is mine. And that is getting pretty blown out. This is a mint color. And mine, I had some skeins that had like some random, where the dye kind of broke weird. I'm trying to see if I can. Oop, nope, we're not turning that on. Okay. I think you can see like right there. Anyway, I liked it. I thought I'm going to use that because it doesn't bother me. You can't really even see it from a distance, and nobody needs to be looking at my feet. But that is Fun in the City. I love this so much. I am actually thinking about making myself a sweater out of it. Sophie Lou. Sorry, you guys. No. 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 Girl. Lay down. Lay down. I'm going to pause it. Okay, I'm back. I think she's done barking. She's literally barking for no reason at all. None at all. Ah! All right. In a bag that I made, I have I think I showed these on the last podcast. Excuse me, where is the ball band? Ah, here we go. By P&W Purls. Stars and Stripes Forever. So, and I am, oh no, uh-oh, hang on. There's another sock set down in here. Oh, goody goody. Oh, yay, I got a nice little mess going on here. I like putting more than one sock set down in here, but things like that happen often. Anyway, I am on the gusset of this sock. Show you my little gnome. The gnome is by Lock and Lou. And that is, I'm pretty sure that's last year's gnome. Because I got the new gnomes, but I think I had already put last year's on there before I bought them, and I didn't trade them out. I don't think that's last year's. Anyway, I need to finish that pair of socks. I'm so sorry. Put that away, and once I get those done, everybody will have a pair of socks in their box. Okay. This past weekend, Robin from Robin's Nest and I did a collaboration of a Smoky Bear bag, and I dyed up yarn that I called puppies. No. That I called Forest Friends. And Susan, Robin's sister, oh my goodness, I can't think of the name of her company now. I will have it down below because I am blanking right now. Puppies, lay down. Anyway, we did a collaboration of this adorable bag, an adorable charm. Lay down. I did a main skein, Forest Friends, and then I paired it with a gold and a brown. I happen to have a full skein of the brown. I'm going to pause this again. Okay, I'm back again. Hopefully, the neighbor that likes to come by with its loud car is done and gone inside so that they will quit barking. Anyway, they bark at everything. Neighbor closes their car door, they bark. You know, they're puppies. Anyway, here's what I have done. I'm ready to start the heel flap. I think. I'm debating on whether or not I want the leg longer, like I did with my summer sock. Can't decide. This is the normal length of my leg, but I'm thinking about adding the other 10 rows. We'll see. We'll see. But I'm going to do a brown heel flap, gold toes. So I'm excited for that. And thank you guys for those of you who shopped our collaboration. I think I have one sock set left and 4 or 5 single skeins left in my Etsy shop. When it sells out, I will probably put up a pre-order. It might take me just a little bit to get it up, but more than likely I'm going to put up a pre-order. All right. I did get my July bag pulled. Cute little s'mores bag. This is by Ginger Snap Fibers. And I did get it cast on. I'm using Cozy Cauldron Fiber Co. in the color Roasted Marshmallow. And I literally have the cuff cast on with a very cute little s'mores to match the bag. Progress keeper. Actually, I think I'm halfway through the cuff. Maybe a little bit more. 1 row past halfway. So, I need to pull this back out and work on it again. Alright. Then, I have worked on my Ruby and Roses Color Wheel Battenberg. That is a mouthful. I am currently, and I took a picture of this today. I'll try to remember to post it. But I am currently adding on to finish Sophie. Finish row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and have row 6, which is this row here is row 6. I can't put a white one here until I get the next batch to connect. So I have 9 out of 30 squares that I made, because I make 2 squares per colorway of the 15 and then attach them with the white. And it's super long, but so I have 9 out of 30 squares connected. I'm not counting the white squares, just the colored squares. All right, so that's my Battenberg. I've been working on that. I worked on it yesterday. I worked on it some last week, just crocheting up all the squares, the colored squares, and then I started yesterday. Is it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. Connecting with the white ones. Sorry about the crinkle. Put that back in its bag. Okay. Don't know how to pronounce this dress that I'm making. I'll put it on the screen. But I started the little one I get to claim as a grandbaby. She had her first birthday party. And I got to see her a couple weekends ago. And I started her little dress. This is just a little marker telling me that I'm on the front. It's got little buttons. Little buttons will go here. Or here. Where the little flap is. Let's put that on the inside. Get out of the way. Thank you. So it has a little button that'll go here. Here's one of the starts of the little sleeve. The sleeves are lacy. So yeah. I'm knitting a size 2 or 2T, whatever. I can't remember if it's marked as 2T or just 2. But I'm knitting a size 2, even though she just turned 1, because she's really long. She's really tall. Both of her parents are tall, so I want her to be able to wear it for a little while, and then, you know, once it's short, hope it could still be a little swing top. But yeah, there's her little dress. And that is being knit with my yarn, which is the colorway Gwen. I dyed this up for the Virginia Blue Ridge Yarn Crawl. I think I got that right. So I can't sell it in my shop until 6 months to a year have passed. And that was in May, so. But I will let you guys know whenever I have it for sale in my shop. And that is being housed in a Bags Boss and Granny. Put it right there because that's where I keep it. And my last work in progress, right? Yeah. The last work in progress I'm going to show are some socks that I'm working on, and I have not shown these in a while. These are in a Red Lady Creates bag. Of course, my little gnomes. She knows me well. And I am working on, is it, I'm not gonna move the tag. It was a club that Molly of a Homespun House was doing. And this colorway is Happy Birthday Luna. And I am on the heel flap. So, oh my goodness, needles. What is this craziness? There we go. And I, for the life of me, cannot remember where I got this progress keeper, but it is a Luna. Anyway, I started the heel flap, so it's just barely started. So I'm hoping to get these finished. I want to get back to knitting my Harry Potter socks because I have a lot of Harry Potter themed yarn that I really want to knit. So I got to get that going. But yeah, started the heel flap this morning when I had a little bit of time. Well, I finished the leg and started the heel flap this morning whenever I had some time before the kids had to get to school, because school has started here. We started last week. So we've had school start. I have taken one kid to the orthopedic doctor for a second opinion. She's got some issues. Oops. She's got some issues with her knees. So, we wanted to get a second opinion, because she just keeps getting told the same thing over and over. But, she is starting physical therapy again. This is the second or third time we've done physical therapy for this issue. And getting an MRI done next week. If you guys could keep another one of my daughters in your prayer, she's having surgery next week. If you could just pray that the surgery goes well, her recovery is smooth, and that there's no sign of cancer. If you guys could just keep her in your prayers. All right. What's up next? I pulled my July bag. I love this bag. It is by, hold on. Nicole and Mr. B. I've got a couple of her bags. I love this one. I mean, I love all of her bags that I have. And the yarn that I pulled is from the Yarnsmith Bonfire. And you probably, if you follow Kayla, the Crazy Sock Lady, she knit these up last summer, I believe. And when I saw them, I had to have it. It's beautiful knit up. So, I got to get this cast on in August. Also, in July, I did a no buy July. I didn't publicly announce it because it's just something that me and a couple of ladies who I knit with throughout the week decided that we would do together. So we did no buy July, which meant we could not buy any yarn. So I did some exceptions because I have some clubs that I'm in that automatically renew. There's only 2 that I do that don't automatically renew. And one of them just happened to not put anything out last month. It's the Ruby and Rose's Color Wheel. You know, she went out of the country. So she kind of pushed her club back, which has worked for me. I mean, I was going to buy it anyway because it's my club. Or it's a club. So it worked for me. But the other one is Emma's. She does a color, I forget what she calls it, but a color every month. And I get the mini. My local yarn shop sells minis. So I'll get the mini, and I'm making I don't know if I showed that last time. Anyway, I'll show it a different time. I'm making a Sweet Shop blanket from those minis and some other minis that I have of Emma's. I'm also starting, I've got half a square done. I'm starting a Ruby and Rose's Sweet Shop blanket. but I'm not using my color wheel because I get the 10 gram minis. I am using scraps that I have, and then like any other minis, 20 gram mini sets that I get, which I ordered a while back and forgot about. So those are coming to the house sometime soon. And I am contemplating starting another Sweet Shop blanket. Have I finished a Sweet Shop blanket yet? No. But I've seen one of these done up in this person's yarn, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And I have not a ton of their yarn, but I do have enough that I could do a Sweet Shop blanket in their yarn. So if I start that, I will share it. But, I mean, I confessed how many projects I have going in my last video, so I'm not going to go there again. Anyway, one of my goals for August is just to continue to work through my whips. I am trying hard to not cast on new things, but, you know, I did cast on the two new socks for the collaborations. I need to cast on the third. And then, of course, I'm casting on my the bags that I'm pulling out of my basket that has the yarn already caked up. But other than that, I'm trying hard not to cast on new things. But, I mean, I did finish 4 things since my last podcast, so, and for the month of July, I had, since I didn't do the, since I did the no buy July, I had more grams out than I did in for the month, even counting my clubs. I did count my clubs that came in as grams in, but I still had a difference of over 1,000 grams. So I was very excited about that I ended up having, like, I forget how many grams out, but I do know that the difference was a little over 1,000, that I was still in the negative, so grams out. So I was excited about that. Let me think. Reading wise, I'm listening to a book called Meet Me in the Margins. Meet Me in the Margin. I can't think of who it's by. Today I had a hold at the library, and I picked up The Tenant by Frida McFadden. I'm excited to read that because I've had several people tell me I need to read it. So I'm excited for that. Watching, I started watching The Gilded Age. I think I'm at 1 episode on the new season behind. I also started watching, I think it's called Frontier Days, where a family gives up, like, all their electronics, their makeup, their clothes, and they go back to, like, the 1800s and live the way that they did in the 1800s, you know, on a farm, animals, all that stuff. And it's good. I do like it. And my husband and I are still rewatching old episodes of Survivor. It's amazing how much you forget. And I think there's a couple of seasons that we, like, just completely missed, so we haven't seen those at all. And then it's funny because we'll start, like, a new season and we're like, oh, I don't recognize anybody from this season. And then you start watching and you're like, oh, I remember so and so. But we usually only watch like an episode a night, if that. Excuse me again. I am trying really hard to finish dyeing up all of I took the listing down for the summer sock knitting 2025 yarn, because I want to get that all out. And then of course I won't sell anymore until next summer. And I'll have a new colorway next summer, hopefully. And I have put a listing up for the 4 Sundays of Advent calendar. I'm doing a 4 Sundays of Advent this year. It is book lovers themed. I have 2 options. I have an option that you can get just the 4 sock sets, or you can get the 4 sock sets and goodies. I have a lot of goodies that I found. I had I was gonna do another 4 Sundays of Advent, but I was having a really hard time finding goodies to go in the boxes. So then I switched it to book lovers, and that opened up all kinds of goodies to put in there. So I am super excited to get started on those. The listing is up in my Etsy shop for both options. I've sold a couple, but there are still some in there. So if you want one, you don't have to worry about rushing there to get it. I'm hoping to start dyeing my Halloween themed yarns, my autumn yarns, and Christmas yarns soon. I've got 2 trunk shows left to do during this year. One that's starting like August 28th. That's the one I'm preparing for now, or still preparing for. And then one is in December, and that's in a totally different city and everything. So I'm excited for that. I think that's pretty much it. I'm getting a little bit of wanting to cross stitch again, getting a little bit of that bug. So I'm trying to fight it off because I have so many knit and crochet projects. So, but I do have a lot of cross stitch projects going too. Whatever, do what makes you happy, right? Trying to think if there's any other news that I need to mention. I can't think of anything else. So I've done what I'm reading, what I'm watching, what I've been up to, shop news. I think that's it, guys. I hope that you are all doing well. We are all crazy busy over here and going this way and another way and all that good stuff. But hanging in there. So I'm going to jump off here, get my coffee ready for tomorrow, take these pups OUT. Can't say the word because they'll start running towards the back door. And I'm going to get ready for bed. I hope you guys are doing well, and I will chat with you later. Keep on crafting. Bye, guys.